how he's changed my life is when people are looking at where he may end up now. And it's very sad for me because I have to let him go at some point, and it's 6 years of my life that him and I have been together, like day in and day out, every day, him and I. It's a very, very close bond. It's a bond that you can't explain. He is still important to me now, more so than he was going into Durban July. He deserves nothing but the best. He asks for nothing. He's never lame, never asks for attention. He's like just happy where he is, and he's not a cuddler or anything like that. So that's a bit tough because he's a horse you want to cuddle. Yeah, he deserves a cuddle. He's not interested. Very sad day for him.
Do It Again retires from racing, having won 4 Grade 1s, including back-to-back wins in the Hollywoodbets Durban July. He raced 35 times from 12 to 2200 meters for 9 wins and 16 places and 9.7 million rand in prize money. Named Equus Horse of the Year for the 2018 and 19 season, Do It Again raced for 6 years, making the frame in the Durban July an unprecedented 6 times. We pay tribute to this remarkable horse who made South Africa's most prestigious race his own. Do It Again was bred by Robin Bruss of Northfields bloodstock and raised on Drockenstein stud in the Western Cape.
Sweet Virginia, the dam of Do It Again, was only 15 one hands when she was racing, but she was something of a giant killer. I admired the way she used to come rattling down the outside of the tracks and beat the colts in both the Winter Guineas and the Winter Derby, and she also won the final Fling Stakes. So what she lacked in stature, she made up in heart. It was Kevin Sommerville who suggested the mating to Twice Over because he was something like the male version of Sweet Virginia. He was a Juddmonte bred who raced in England, and he won 12 races, 7 graded races and 4 Grade 1s, and he raced from 2 until age 7, absolutely sound and durable and versatile. So mating 2 good racehorses together is a good recipe for breeding a great horse, and so it came to be. I named the colt Do It Again because it seemed quite obvious since his father was Twice Over.
Do It Again was a very nice, tall, leggy foal. Had a lot of quality like his mother, but then had the size and substance of his father. So it was a good combination of the two. And yes, he was a very nice looking individual that we knew would grow into a beautiful yearling come the sales.
He went to the yearling sales, and it was a foal share with Gaynor Rupert because Mrs. Rupert owned the stallion and I owned the mare, and we bred Do It Again in partnership, although he's registered as me being the breeder.
Apart from the fact that I was involved in importing the sire Twice Over with Bernard Cantor, his very first crop included this really well-made, great walking colt in the Drakenstein draft. 2016 was the sale. Jack and I were looking together, as we always do, with the Snaiths, and fell in love with the horse and put a mark on him to say that that'll be on our list. A little while later, Justin came and said Nick Johnson really liked the horse. I'd, in the meantime, phoned Bernard Cantor, since he was involved in the importation of Twice Over, to say that Jack would be happy to race him in partnership. We expected him to be a fairly pricey horse because he was so well made.
Here comes the gavel at 1,100,000.
Nick and Jack had a chat and decided that they would race him 3 out, and that's how it happened.
He's the only yearling I've ever sold for as much as R1 million, so I'm proud of that fact.
He was impossible as a young horse, so strong-minded that I've never seen a horse that strong-minded. To put in perspective, we loaded him for the float for the first time coming here to the beach, and he literally backed up, if I tell you, he backed up 500 meters. He didn't care what was behind him, he just reversed and reversed. I've never seen anything like it, so we had to start from scratch, and we had to form a relationship of trust. Once that was formed, he was just a different horse, and when I brought him to this spot a few times, he just then would run into a truck. That was the difference. When he realized that everything was safe, he would never ever give us any more issues. And this was a special place, and this is where I think the bond started.
Having won his first 2 races at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth and shown he could be something special, Do It Again joined the string bound for KwaZulu-Natal and Champion Season 2018. He won the Grade 2 Daisy Guineas over 1,600 metres at Hollywoodbets Greyville by just over a length in his first start in May.
And it's Do It Again to win it.
We already think he's a good horse. I just asked him to quicken up, and he made up 3 lengths in like 4 strides. And I'm very excited for this horse. We came here, we said that this is the dark horse for the Durban July. I think he just put his hand up as a serious contender. We're over the moon.
He'd won the Guineas very easily. Then, unfortunately, in the Daily News, we got caught up on a truck into Greyville. On that float was some of the most impressive 3-year-old colts. So you had all these horses arrive from different provinces, all arriving at Sommerville and then all jumping on the same float for a big race. And one of the other colts tried to jump one of the other colts, and next thing you had this fight in the truck. In all fairness, you don't know, all these different horses came from different provinces, and Do It Again was caught up in the middle. Being a gelding, that wasn't his issue. It was the 2 colts that were having a go at each other. And he was very, very upset. All that hard work that we'd done had all gone backwards. The last thing we want to do is upset a horse on the day.
Is he quite sensitive?
Very sensitive. Especially the good ones, the clever ones, the good ones. They're alert, they're watching what's going on.
But 4 weeks later, Do It Again won his first Durban July.
It was an amazing comeback and an amazing win, and the party went on to the early hours of the morning, I can assure you.
Do It Again in front, and it's Do It Again by a length and a half. Do It Again shakes the ground beneath him.
We salute the winner.
The first win was an incredible one because he was a young horse. There was big expectations, big moments, big race rider. The start of a journey for Jack Mitchell, the whole Mitchell family, Nick Johnson, the Johnson family, Bernard Cantor, his family. It started us on a road of excitement. It was an amazing day.
I thought he wouldn't be ideally course suited, but despite that, he just showed what a racehorse he actually is.
We finished most of the places, so for me, I didn't have to worry about losing the race. It was a matter of which horse would win, but then you just saw Do It Again take it away, and it was a very easy week. Very humbling moment, all the work and time. Amazing moment for Do It Again.
The new season saw a new jockey for Do It Again in Richard Fourie. The two struck up a great relationship, winning 3 Grade 1s from 16 to 2,200 metres, all within a 7-month period from January to July 2019. It was arguably Do It Again's most successful season, and one Bernard Cantor will remember.
I have always had a dream, and the dream was to win the Queen's Plate. It has been a dream for 30-odd years.
Do It Again on the outside. Socrat, Do It Again. These 2 left to fight it out. It's the 3-year-old Socrat with his head in front. Do It Again with 1 late touch. Gets up on the line. Do It Again from Socrat. Then came Rainbow Breach, an undercover agent.
When I asked, there was so much horse, he gave it to me in one good rush, and it's just a good feeling. He was just spot on, he was ready. Sorry, my voice is going from shouting.
What an amazing day. It's a dream to win the Queen's Plate. But the most important thing is that Jack Mitchell is not here. Jack, if you're watching, we send lots of love. We wish you were here with us. But what an amazing day.
With the high came a low, as in May 2019, the much-loved Jack Mitchell lost his struggle to leukemia. With Jack close to everyone's hearts, Do It Again came out in KwaZulu-Natal over Champion Season to win the Grade 1 Rising Sun Gold Challenge over 1,600 metres at Hollywoodbets Greyville.
Cirillo from Do It Again over the last 50. It's close. Do It Again won it.
Just as they crossed the line,
The rain has come down. To come back from, I think it's 5.5 months, he hasn't seen the racetrack. He just showed his class. He's a true champion. He's proven today he is the best weight for age horse in South Africa. Unbelievable racehorse.
He's an amazing horse, and we're going to be lucky to own him. I'm here alone today. Bernard is not here, and obviously Jack, sadly not. But what a horse.
His second win was as big as the first, because obviously there was a rivalry with Rainbow Bridge and two old families in Natal. It was a fitting win because him and Rainbow Bridge always had a bit of a tussle in the odd race where I thought we were unlucky when we got beaten. It's always great to then set the record straight. So I enjoyed that moment. I thought nothing was going to beat him. He was just too good at the time. Everything was going right, and it was our race to lose in a way.
Do It Again comes at Rainbow Bridge. Twist of Fate is there.
Go on, do it again! 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 Go! Yes!
He's a born leader, and he will do it again, Rainbow Bridge. Please welcome the winner of the 2019 Vodacom Durban July, Do It Again.
He'll go down as one of the greatest horses. It's incredible what this horse does every day at home, and the mannerism and the professionalism that this horse shows. You just got to love an animal like this. It's unbelievable.
This horse is just simply remarkable, and most of all, he's got big match temperament.
Please put your hands together for the man who looks after Do It Again every day of the week, Mr. Isaac Mwelaze. Your winning jockey, Richard Fourie. Justin Snaith, the winning trainer, ladies and gentlemen. The breeder, Robert Bruss. The owners of this wonderful horse, Bernard Cantor, Nick Johnson, and Helga Mitchell to represent late Jack Mitchell.
It was a brilliant race, and it must be Jack who helped us over the line. And this race we will dedicate to Jack. I know he would have loved this.
Having joined a small and elite group of runners to have won the Durban July back-to-back, he went on to not only equal the number of times Beau Art, Flaming Rock and Gondolier ran in the race, but broke it when lining up for a record 6th time this year.
Lift off from the 2,200 meter marker.
With 2 wins and 4 places in his 6 starts, it makes Do It Again the most decorated horse in the 127-year history of the Durban July.
He's become the essence of the Durban July. He's the most successful horse in the history of the race. He's my 3rd most favourite horse of all time. I've been in the game more than 4 decades. I have to admit, top of the list, this is a personal thing, is Gatecrasher, Horse Chestnut 2nd, but Do It Again is definitely number 3, and in the modern era, my favourite horse. He's a horse I look forward to seeing every year during champion season. He's become a star of the race, but also a star of the season. And I think we saw when he paraded in front of the grandstands after the race this year, just what he meant to the racing public. They adore Do It Again. Win, lose or draw, they adore Do It Again. And he's become a symbol of the Durban July.
Do It Again is just a champion of champions. I don't think we'll see another horse like him for a very long time. For us as Hollywoodbets, being able to associate ourselves with the Durban July and to be part of the last 2 years where Do It Again has, basically had his swan song, and it was just really special to see how he proved his worth, to finish 4th, to keep his record of never finishing out of the places is just amazing.
And the champion, Do It Again, sneaking in late on.
Justin Snaith contacted us asking us how could we make it special for Do It Again because of what he has brought to the Hollywoodbets Durban July and the race history itself, and we were really pleased to be able to do a special unscripted saddlecloth for him, showing the 2 big stars of his 2 wins and 3 stars from his places, and obviously a little inscription saying his record 6 Hollywoodbets Durban July.
Gavin Larena brings the real champion, Do It Again, with his special saddlecloth on.
We would not normally do that, but for him, he deserved it. You know, to have a horse, let alone run in that many Durban Julys, but to have his kind of performance is just something I don't think we'll ever see again.
Gonna take a lot to drag me away from you, oh yellow. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do.
Do It Again was a very special horse. He had only 35 starts in his career, lightly raced, so I must say well done to Justin for managing his racing so well. He finished racing as a happy horse, and saying that won 3 Group 1s on him. July, what a fantastic horse to be on. That race just went so well for him, and yeah, bittersweet moment for him to be retiring, but he's done so well for us and South African racing, and I'm pretty sure he's always going to be one of those horses that people will talk about for the next 200 years, and the records that he set and the milestones that he set himself. It's just been fantastic to be part of his career.
Qualities I admire in him the most as he's developed his racing career are all the things which a breeder wants to find in a racehorse that he breeds. He had the class to win 4 Grade 1 races. He had speed to win over sprints as a 2-year-old and stamina as he got older. Soundness and durability to race for 6 consecutive seasons. Acceleration at the business end of a race, which is so important. And he had great heart to win at the highest level as often as he did. For all these reasons, I'm very proud of Do It Again. I'm proud of being a part of his story. And I think in all these respects, he is the perfect racehorse.
I can categorically say the soundest horse that I've ever trained. Never ever in his 6 years of training did he ever have an intra-articular injection into any of his legs. He was a drug-free horse, and something that I'm very proud about. Especially nowadays in sports, we see obviously a lot of abuse. I can tell you, he won races on ability and an incredible element.
Horse racing needs heroes. Horse racing needs the champions that just carry our hearts away. And I think for us as Hollywoodbets, you know, as people who love horse racing, it was just so special to be able to witness a career like Do It Again's. And now, obviously, to see the legacy of, you know, his 3 parts brother see it again, just to show that, you know, there's incredible blood there, and hopefully, you know, we will see other champions like him, but he's one champion that will last with us forever.
Logically speaking, I think it'll be a very, very long time, long after you and I have bid this earth farewell, before another Do It Again comes along. Ladies and gentlemen, today we say farewell to the greatest Durban July horse of all time. Do It Again ran 6 times in Africa's greatest horse racing event, winning twice and placing in the other 4. Bred by Robin Bruss's Northfield stud and trained by Justin Snaith, Do It Again won 9 races during his career, including 4 Grade 1 events. Apart from winning the Durban July twice, he also won the Lormans Queen's Plate and the Hollywoodbets Gold Challenge. Now, as a rising 9-year-old, Do It Again retires from racing, having earned a shade under 10 million rand in prize money for his proud owners, Bernard Cantor, Nick Johnson and Nancy Hossack. Join us in wishing Do It Again a well-deserved and happy retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Do It Again.
I like to think that he's proven the whole concept of that old horses can't run in races, for me, that was very annoying. Why not give a horse opportunity? In South Africa, we throw them away with our handicapping system so fast. It's sad, and everyone's saying, oh, the horse is too old. Look at the weight he carried in this race and all the horses that were around him and what weight they carried. They're all carrying 54, 52 and a half. It's an incredible run. Even at 8, I can promise you he could run at 9, and he would run right there again. I have no doubt in it. So you want to ask me the surest thing? Do it again in a July at 9 running in the first 4, but that won't happen because we're doing what we think's best for him. At the end of the day, this is all about him, and I want to thank also the owners, Jack Mitchell, now Nancy, Helga, Nick and Celeste, Bernard, your whole family. You guys have been amazing to train with this horse. I think he is the horse he is because of what you allowed me to do with him on many occasions. To my family, my team, Jonathan, Chris, Janine, everybody that's been part of this horse's career, the jockeys, Richard Fourie, Anton Marcus, all those guys, Gavin Narina, I thought was fantastic in this last run. There's so many jockeys that have been part of his, and they're all just, Bernard Fade Herb, they've all just loved this horse. And I thank them, I thank the racing public for having faith in him all the time. I'm sorry on some occasions he was very unlucky in some of the big races. I do think he should have won. He comes from a long way back in races, bad floors. It's never easy. And he's a horse that we'll never forget.